Hello. Hello, everyone. How are you? Did you? I missed being here almost a little bit this week. Of course, I didn't miss the heat in Florida, but I had to take a quick little trip to North Carolina. Uh, I don't really post a whole lot of what I'm doing on my personal feed until it's almost over sometimes, but we did go to the cabin this week for a few days. As you know, we're getting it prepared to be a short-term rental, and we're very excited about that. So we did a few little upgrades to get it ready. Um, and voila, I think we are good to go. I'll tell you what, let me say I can appreciate a photographer's job and their knowledge. Let me tell you, hopefully, you have a really good photographer, a professional photographer that you work with on your listings. But I know some markets are very rural and you may not have access to someone, and you're forced to maybe do something with your cell phone or even explore a camera like I had to do. And my daughter is a professional photographer, so she gave me one of her old Canon cameras, right? Because I wanted to get a good set of photos. Something, obviously we know the importance of photos when you're marketing property, even if it's a vacation rental. But let me tell you what, that was pretty complicated. So appreciate your photographers. Okay. Just telling you a little bit of story. Hey, Kelly, how are you? How are you? Good to be back in the saddle. Yeah, I'm taking these photos, and she says, Mom, don't worry about it. If you shoot in RAW, I'll be able to edit anything. So I said, thank God for that, right? Yes, a photographer is definitely definitely needs to be in your wheelhouse. So I ended up just pointing and shooting as best I could, because I couldn't even get the screen to really display what I was looking at. So that's how frustrating that was. All right. Well, I hope everything's going well for you, Kelly. How did your month end up for August? Good. Your numbers good. Uh, I'm going to talk about. I was thinking about this. Of course, I mentioned it last week, and it hit me. Right. We're going to talk about having 1,000 prospects in your pocket. Now, oh, good, Kelly. You had a good month. Awesome. Kelly manages 2 brokerages, and she is on fire. All right, so let's get down to business here. We're going to talk about 1,000 prospects, right, in your pocket. It's really easy. Everybody focuses on generating the business and how do they lead generate. But what we're going to boil down to today is how you can retain. You need to retain this data that you're so desperately seeking, right? You do whatever you do to obtain the name and email and build the relationship, don't you? Sometimes, a lot of times, what I see happening is people are they're not cultivating a long-term relationship. So I'm kind of thinking about you too, Kelly, for this. I don't see any reason why you can't, even with your business model, especially if it's repeat business. And we've talked about this um, from last year. Good. We've talked about this as far as repeat customers. And I think even with your business model, it's worth kind of tracking, like we're talking about, where that data is coming from, how reliable that data is, and to build that relationship with that individual, whether they're doing multiple transactions or not. You know, I always laugh because people get upset sometimes when they lose a transaction or and they buy or was from someone else. If a buyer buys from someone else, it hurts. It really does hurt, especially you know if you haven't you know um, been able to put your best foot forward maybe in building that relationship with that prospect. And it doesn't, sometimes it's really out of your control. But my point is, now you have a homeowner. I mean, I can tell you there's a few people in my database that, they've for whatever reason have chosen somebody else. But I don't I keep them in my database. They're going to get a birthday card from me every year for the rest of their lives, right? That's my philosophy anyway. They're going to come back around, I think. I've had that happen so many times where they have come back around. You know, I have had clients list with another realtor. You've all probably experienced this. They've listed with another realtor because that realtor went higher, and it sat there. It really did sit there, right? And it went back, off the market. I ended up managing that piece of property, putting a tenant in it, managing it for that owner for another couple of years. And then when it was time to sell again for a right price, he obviously did not go someplace else. So sometimes it takes like swallowing your pride and keeping them in your inner circle. So if you want to build your first 1,000 prospects, I love that little saying, 1,000 prospects in your pocket. I figured it worked for Apple. Why not? Right? 1,000 prospects. If you had, how you have to think about how you can nurture your innermost circle of 1,000 prospects. Because if you do that, you're never going to wonder where business is coming from again. You really won't. I'm talking about on a full service brokerage level. So if you are a small boutique brokerage, full service, we're talking about building relationships that are going to be sustained for 5 to 7 years. That's the average lifespan for turning that homeowner over, right? If you're investing in lead generation sources, I don't care what it is. I have a lead generation source for my property management, right? So these are definitely homeowners. Not only are they homeowners, they are property owners that need help managing a rental property specifically, okay? So when I buy one of those leads, I know that I'm dealing with a homeowner that has a long-term investment. Now, if I don't get that property management contract the first time around, am I going to just throw that lead to the side and forget about it? No, I've spent money on that person. That person is going in my pipeline. And like I said, they're going to hear from me from now till eternity. And I mean, at least a dozen times over the course of years, of course, where, I have been the last man standing. And that's how I got the business, because I'm the one that's still in communication the following year with that landlord when they're pissed off again, or rightly so, probably never made a change last year, but they're ready to make the change this year. That's usually what happens. I mean, I just converted one into a listing while I was on vacation, so it all connects. When you think in terms of 1,000 prospects in your pocket, you can't just limit yourself. I'm talking to small boutique brokerages again, and I'm talking to, maybe an independent agents, of course, that have a solid foundation and know in their heart that they're going to eventually make that leap and own their own brokerage someday, right? You need to know why you have to have these systems in place, because you have to have those relationships 5 to 7 to 10, I'm going to tell you, 22 years, 22 years. Okay. You need to have those relationships your entire business. And that's how you will have 1,000 prospects in your pocket. Now, when I say 1,000 prospects, I'm going to be very specific. I'm talking about your email list, right? I'm talking about your email list. How many of those people do you cultivate relationships with via your email list? Because that's your true prospects. I don't care if you have 5,000 friends on Facebook. I don't care if you've got 30,000 fans on a business page. That social media audience does not belong to you. And don't fool yourself into thinking that you own it or you control it or you can tap into it, right? Because you can't. You're not in control. You're not in control of who sees your content, how it is engaged upon, and you're always at the mercy of the Facebook gods, are we not? Right? What is covered in weeks 3 and 4 of the workshop? Okay, good question. Let me think. The first week, we're going to do, of course, the whole Facebook dissecting. By the end of the first week, you need to be prepared. You'll be up and running if you want to be prepared to run targeted ads. Week 2, we're going to cover groups. Week 3, we're going to do email, right? Let me just double check myself. Let me get to my notes here. Give me 1 second. We got in at about 10 o'clock last night on the road all day driving. So give me 1 minute. I'm a little foggy still this morning. Okay, here we go. Week 3 is going to be the email list building. And now when we talk about email list building, we're going to talk about nurturing and working and cultivating the email because that's the foundation there. And then week 4, we're going to do basically handwritten correspondence. Now, if you look at any of these systems that are out there, the Ninja system, 7 levels of communication, Gary Keller's Millionaire Real Estate Agent, all of these systems include a handwritten correspondence. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't sit and just write hand notes. So, of course, I use a tool for that, and I'll be showing you all the nooks and crannies of how I work that tool in the 4th week and all the things that you can do to be in correspondence with your audience on a physical level. Okay, that's going to be week 4. All right, so it's going to be jam-packed. You're going to have, in the end, I'm going to be live Monday through Friday each week. You can buy 1 week, you can buy 2 weeks. But if you want to buy all 4, I'll give it to you for the price of 3, right? But we're going to go through the whole gamut of what my business looks like. And let me tell you, I have dwindled it down, okay? I'm in the mode of dwindling it down to the most effective tools that accomplish the task, right? With minimal evasiveness on my time. Let's be honest, right? We want to be effective, or these tasks are going to be something that you could easily have an assistant, virtual assistant do for you and maintain. These are the micro habits of, having and serving a pipeline of customers in excess of 1,000. Okay. And follow up. Okay. All right. So, and you're going to get all of the recorded content. So if you're going to be out of town, I realize Monday is a holiday, if you're going to be out of town, that's okay. Because it'll be dropped into your email. You're going to get a PDF. I'm going to even take notes or whatever we need to do. And that's all going to be in the PDF to you. I'm going to have a checklist of things I suggest. You're going to walk through it. It's going to be something that will solidify your business if you don't already have systems like this in place. Okay. Now, if you don't, if you feel like you're flying by the seat of your pants, and trust me, there have been moments in my career where I have flown by the seat of my pants, right? Because I, was stepping out on faith and I had no plan, no direction. I was just out there getting the business, right? And then there comes a time when you think to yourself, I need to keep track of those people. Somehow I need to keep track of those people. And, I've spent all this money investing in generating this information, and somehow we need to track these people all the way to the end, all the way to the end. Whether they tell you, they're moving out of the state or tell you to go to hell, you're going to track them all the way to the end. Okay. So there's a few tools, just a few tools that you need to do that. It's so simple if you have it set up correctly. You're not depending on posting on your personal news feed. You're not depending on more physical activities like maybe open houses. There's child alert. There's there's 101 ways to make money in real estate, and you got to find your footing in what you prefer to do. I've worked with agents that do first-time homebuyer webinars. I work with agents that do direct mail campaigns. I work with agents that, do a lot of referral work. So it just depends on what your footing is. But I'm going to give you a solid foundation as far as Facebook is concerned. Okay. And then you can branch from there, right? Then you'll be able to branch from there. But you're going to end up with, okay, I'm going to go Monday through Friday. That's going to give you 5 live trainings. Now, to get the most of this, I suggest you join me every day at 3:00. Now, anybody that works with me will tell you, if I'm not ready to stop, I'm not ready to stop. So I am telling students, I've got 5 of you that have signed up already. So we do have a slot for 2 more, to keep it comfortable. So jump in quickly. I don't want it to get too big. Okay. I'm trying to keep this purposely small so we get a lot out of it. But to get the most out of it, plan to be with me from like 3 to 5. I'm going to go live teaching, but then I'm going to open it up to Q&A. Okay. And like I said, those who know me that sometimes I'll go over, because if I'm deep into something, I'm not going to just cut off and say, okay, we'll pick up here tomorrow. I want to finish what we're working on. Okay. And I want to make sure that you've got a real understanding of how your ad manager functions, how your business page works in conjunction with your personal page. Okay. Then the next week, we're going to expand into groups. Okay. And then email list, and then handwritten correspondence. When you have those elements as a small independent brokerage, remember, I'm only talking about 5 or less, right? So if you're in a small independent brokerage, you need to know how to market your listings. Okay. If you've got even 2 or 3 or 5 agents that are getting listings for you, the best thing that you could offer or do for them and yourself is to put a little bit of money behind marketing those listings. You're the broker. You own that listing, do you not? Okay, do you not? Right? So if you're an independent broker and you want to attract more business, you need to put that out there, and you need to put a little money behind the listings that your agents are producing for you. Okay, because when you do that, that produces more. All right. And, even so, you can't even expect one of your agents to do their own marketing if you aren't doing marketing. Okay. If you as an independent broker aren't even marketing your own brokerage business, let's just say you don't even want to market listings, they're on their own. I'm here to build a sales force. Well, target market ads to other realtors. If your goal is to recruit other agents, do you have a targeted campaign going out to realtors in your market? If you want to recruit, that's where you'd start. That's where I would start, right? Okay. So you have to have a basic understanding of Facebook marketing just to be able to even teach your sales agents to grow and market. Okay. So that's kind of that, I think that's the most important of what we're going to be doing in September. So you're going to be up and running and have a soft subliminal ad that runs consistently in the background, very, very cost effectively. Okay, that'll be very important. And then week 2, of course, I'm all about organic growth, right? I'm all about organic growth. And when you understand how to build an audience on Facebook organically, right? That's zero money out of your pocket. So theoretically, what I want you to do is be able to attract buyers organically and target market to sellers. If you're going to invest your money into something, you want to invest your money in a homeowner, okay? Because that homeowner is going to sell someday, okay? They're selling now, they're selling a month from now, they're selling 6 months from now, they're selling 12 months from now, right? I don't care if they're selling 5 or 7 years from now. They're going to be in my pipeline as homeowners, okay? That means you're not dealing with someone who hasn't been around the rope, right? Someone who doesn't have an asset that needs to be sold eventually, okay? That's it. That's what you're building, is an email list of homeowners. You know, when you're building with an email list of homeowners, then, you know, my email bulk provider cost me $49 a month. So for $49 a month, that's my marketing cost. That's it. You know, to my email list. That's what, you know, and my little offer that I give them that I'll show you in the week. Okay. I'll show you how to engage with an email list. I'll show you how to build the relationship and get engagement. I have conversations every Saturday morning with my email list. Okay. I'm going to show you things you have never seen before. Promise. Okay. All right. So let me know if you have any questions. You are absolutely welcome. I will be happy to jump on a video chat with you if you would like to just talk about what we're going to be doing and what we have to offer and all that good stuff, right? I'm going to copy this link right here so I can drop it in Facebook, okay? If you want to schedule a quick little video chat with me, I'll be happy to talk. I'll be here all weekend, okay? And I'm going to drop this in the comments. You're welcome to jump on my calendar. This goes everywhere, doesn't it? Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. All right. Happy Friday. Hope everyone has an excellent weekend. Let me tell you, I read a good book. I listened to a good book on my way to the cabin. Of course, when you have a 10-hour drive ahead of you, an audio book is a great way to kill 4 hours and 25 minutes. You know, my husband's come to learn that, okay, if he wants to listen to the baseball game for 4 hours on the radio, I get to listen to an audiobook. So the audiobook we listened to on this road trip was called The Secret. And I'll go ahead and post that in the group. And I highly recommend that if you haven't ever listened to or read this book, that jump in, the water's warm. That's all I can say, right? If you're reading a good book, let me know. I always love good book recommendations, okay? But if you've got to get your mind straight and you just don't feel, I'm telling you, The Secret was an excellent book to really get yourself refocused, okay? I got a little bit of a problem sometimes in goal setting, you know? Goal setting to me has always been a daunting task versus when I put my mind to do something, okay? When I put my mind to do something, and when I listen to this in The Secret, it's like, wow, that's the total explanation of really getting things done. When you put your mind to doing something and you focus all of your thoughts on that. Now, you know, anyone who is successful has got to have strong mental capacity. I don't care what it is, an athlete, okay? It's no secret that athletes do visualization techniques, right? That's in there, okay? It's no secret that, successful people will visualize the end result. It's no secret that successful people will be single focused on making something happen. And that's where you need to be, and it's much better than trying to lay out all of these daunting goals, is just to really get singular in thought. Okay. So I'm going to just leave you with that today. Okay. I'll talk to you later. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm excited about Monday, 3:00. Be there. Okay. That's the best way if you can, but you're going to get the recording in your email. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.